Good morning, everybody. How are you today? It is September the 2nd on Wobble Wednesday. I hope you're okay, because so far I am. Thank you very much for asking. It's very kind of you. It's very appreciative. It's nice. Cheers. So this is Get Moving. I'm Karen. I'm here with Get Moving, obviously, because, you know, that's who we're with. And Get Moving is all about exercise for people with mobility issues. Well, actually, it's exercise for everybody, really, but specifically with people with mobility issues. So if you have a disability of some kind, if you have a medical condition, if you have an injury, if you're in rehab or something that causes you to not move quite as well as hopefully you wish you could, that's what we're here for. Every weekday, 11 o'clock, we'll be here to help you move better. If you have any more questions about who the heck I am, then up in the corner there somewhere, or up above in the description, there's a link to the website. It is www.reesfitness.co.uk/getmoving. Go have a click there and you can find out all the information you need to know about there. Down the bottom there somewhere there's a share button. Share this video far and wide, please do so. Don't forget, today is Wobble Wednesday. It is all about balancing. We're going to help you improve your balance. So if you have a bit iffy balance, this is the day for you. Also, don't forget, we will be using our resistance bands. I hope you have got it ready for you. If you haven't, you've got about a minute now to go get your resistance band, and then we'll make a start. Well, I just waited for about 1 minute just to let everyone turn up and get everything going. Excuse me. So these exercises are suitable for pretty much everybody, seated, standing, the works, but because we are doing Wobble Wednesday today, you know, because it's Wednesday, obviously. Because we are doing Wobble Wednesday today, we're going to focus specifically on people who are standing. I'm going to give you alternatives if you're seated, but I'm going to focus mostly on standing people just to help them with their balance, okay? But obviously, if you are seated, I'm going to give you alternatives, and the alternatives are these. The two exercises we're going to rotate through today are going to be, let me check on my board here, elephant ears. We've done it before. Dead simple. So if we're seated, a common thing for us to happen to us is over time we end up slouching and slumped forwards like that. So we're going to work on sitting tall and pulling those shoulders back and improving our posture and just being able to hold ourselves upright instead of collapsing. So elephant ears is dead simple. You pop your hands behind your head, show you from the side actually, and then you're going to sit up, lift your chest up and pull your both elbows back really far, as far as you can. Extend them right back. Hold that for a count of 1 or 2 seconds, and then you can relax, and then you repeat it again. Sit up, chest up, elbows back, hold it for a second or two, and then relax, and then one more time, chest out, elbows back, hold it for a second or two, and relax. So that's elephant ears. That's one of the exercises we'll be doing. The other, you're going to need your resistance band for. Well, you don't need it, but it's a lot better with it. So you're going to be, again, sat tall, chest up. You're going to hold your resistance band. Hands further apart is easier. Hands close together is harder. Have a play, experiment which one works best for you. But you're going to hold it with your palms upwards, okay? Not palms down, not palms facing in, but palms very much upwards, okay? You're going to keep your hands above shoulder height. So if they drop down there, that's no good. Your hands have got to stay above shoulder height. So sit tall, palms up, hands up, and then you just stretch back. And see how the band is coming up near my throat? That's good, because that means my hands are at or above shoulder height. If my hands drop down, oh, look what happens to the band. It goes down low. We don't want that. Up there, again, hold it for a second or so, and then recover, and then repeat. Palms up, arms up, stretch it back, that's neck height, throat height, controlled return. Stretch it back and out, controlled return, okay? Again, that's going to be working on keeping your body upright and your shoulders and your upper back pulling back there, okay? They're the two exercises you're going to be rotating through if you are seated, okay? So we've got the elephant ears, and we'll swap it between that and the band pull apart. Okay? So if you are not seated, and I am actually looking at you, Keith, now, because I know you can bloody stand, so you're going to get on your feet. You're not going to choose to do the seated version. What? So Keith and everybody else who's standing, the balance exercise we'll do today is the sway. Just swaying side to side, okay? So we'll be standing tall, easy version first of all, having your feet fairly close together, and you're just going to sway onto one foot and then the other, and just swaying side to side like that. See how one foot comes off the floor and then the other foot comes off the floor? So controlled sway side to side. That's the easier version. If you want the harder version, it's exactly the same, except your feet are a bit wider apart, which means we have to sway a bit more. See how my body has gone way over to one side and it goes way over to the other side. So the bigger the move, the bigger the sway, the harder it is. And this supporting foot and leg has to work really hard to find and keep my balance. I can let my legs, let my arms help me. Wobble Wednesday is all about wobbling, so let these limbs help us keep our balance, but we just sway side to side like so. Again, easier version, it's very much a smaller thing like that, just going from one foot to the other like so. And you see it's a smaller body movement. So that's your choice, that's your options. Except Keith, obviously you do not have an option, you are bloody on your feet, all right? Good man. So we're going to alternate between those exercises. I hope by now you have gotten yourself ready, everybody, because we're going to make a start. So, excuse me, march on the spot first of all, whether you're seated, whether you're standing, getting your legs moving first of all. If you're seated, marching on the spot like so. If you're standing, marching on the spot like so. And actually I'm just going to take my fleece off now because I have warmed up very quickly. Okay, 20 steps. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Excuse me. So it's marching on the spot, getting the knees up, legs moving, hips moving. We're moving the hip joints, we're keeping them nice and mobile, nice and supple. And of course, if we are standing, you can see this is our first bit of mini balancing here, because we're balancing on one leg at a time. But we just get our legs moving quite nicely. That's 19 and 20. Excellent. So if you are seated, your first one now is the elephant ears. So remember, hands behind your head, sit up, chest out and elbows, pull back, hold for a second or so, controlled return, repeat, controlled, repeat. That's if you're seated. Keith and the rest of us, we're going to be doing standing, our first bit of swaying, okay? 20 seconds worth. Yep, 20 seconds worth of swaying. Small move is easier, big move is harder. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So big sway from one side to the other. You can imagine you're a bit of a starfish. You've got your legs out, got your arms out, and just swaying from side to side, holding that balance for a second, and then to the other side. Easier version, don't forget. Small move like that. Harder version is a bigger move like that. And that's 20 seconds, that's our time. Okay, so moving straight on to our next one, shoulder rolls. So everybody now, whether you're seated, whether you're standing, everybody does the same thing now. Roll your shoulders back like so, or roll your arms back like so. The bigger the move, the better. Some movement is good, bigger move, the better. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So shoulders like that is level 1, I suppose, the easier version. Shoulders up and back, but if we can, we start getting the elbows higher. The bigger the move, the harder the move, and obviously by harder I mean better. So we make the move as big as we can. Now again, especially if we're seated, this is all about, well, not only if we're seated, for everybody, but this is all about the shoulders and the posture. So again, if we do spend a lot of time seated, our posture tends to suffer. We slouch. This is another way, very similar to those elephant ears, that we can learn how to sit tall, hold ourselves upright, get as much strength as possible in the upper back, get as much movement as we can from the shoulders, being able to reach up nice and high so we don't end up just doing small moves like that. That's no good. It is sat up, reaching up and back. Big moves, and that I'm going to call number 20. So if you're seated, got your resistance band, remember, palms up, arms up, and you're just going to pull them apart, stretch, hold for a sec, recover. As I again see my palms are facing upwards. My palms are still facing upwards. I am not letting them turn around. They are palms up. And then return. So the band pull apart. If we're standing, get ready to sway again. Maybe, just maybe, a slightly bigger move than last time. Who knows? 20 seconds worth. In 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So again, a small move, a small sway is easy version. A bigger one is a harder one. And again, see how my whole body is moving. And a nice big sway side to side. This supporting leg and ankle is working. It is wobbling, it's shaking, it's twitching. It's doing a lot of work to keep me on my foot. And that's time. Okay, knee bends next. So again, whether we are seated or standing, we're all doing the same thing now. Kicking, well, if we're seated, kicking our legs out like so, bending and straightening the knees. If we're standing, kicking them back like so, bending and straightening the knees. So that's the thing we're going to all do the same. 20 times in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Bending and straightening the knees. And again, if we're standing, see how my body weight is shifting side to side. That again is helping me balance. If I don't move my body weight, if I just kick, I am going to fall over. I need to shift my body weight so I can kick. And then, as always, if we need to, we start off with a small move. That is a good start. But we progress. And as we can, we make it a bigger move. Bending the knees more and more and more. And the same if we're seated. Big moves are good moves. Make it as big a move as you can. And that's 20. Okay. So if we're seated, elephant ears. Remember the hands, chest up, elbows back, and repeat time and time again. If we're standing, and I'm including you, Keith, get on your feet, Keith. Swaying 20 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Swaying side to side. Again, balancing, let my arms, let the other leg help counterbalance. All these things, all these limbs here, these three here, they're all helping me keep my balance by adjusting how far they're reaching out, how close they are in, how much they move. I am balancing on that supporting foot. And that's an easy 20 seconds there. So twisting time. Normal twists. Whether we're seated or standing, folding our arms, sat tall, twisting one way and then twisting the other way. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. So I got a lot of flack last week from Sarah because this is Sarah's favourite. Famously, Sarah loves this one. If you don't believe me, just in the comments below, ask Sarah which is your favourite one and she'll tell you it's this one. I had a lot of flack last week from you last week because we took this one out to swap it for the other twisting exercise. I think that's the last time I'm going to make that mistake for a while, for a week or so maybe at least. But it's back again. Good twist of the body, get your chest around, get your shoulder around. Nice big move to what we're after. Keeping the spine moving. And number 20. Well done. Excuse me. So now if we are seated, what we got up to? The pull apart again. Yes. So if we're seated, palms up, arms up, pull the band apart, controlled return, and repeat. Again, if we're standing, Keith, on your feet, swaying in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Balancing on one leg and then the other. Again, a small move. That's a start. So just try a small move like that. Just balancing, lifting one foot off like that. That's good. We can let the arms help balance ourselves there. As we get better, we just make it a bigger move. But a small move is where we start off with. Balancing, swaying side to side. It is as simple as that. Well done. Next one, double tap. So if we're seated, one knee comes up twice. Now again, if you are seated, one of the most common mistakes, I'm going to call it a mistake. One of the most common mistakes here is as the knee comes up twice, instead of doing that, we sometimes go, collapse back and lean back into it. No. We're going to stay tall. The knee is going to come up, but the body is going to stay put, okay? So a double tap, Or of course, if we're standing, again, balancing on one leg. I know you all love this one. It's one of your favorite balancing exercises, I know. Standing on one leg, the knee comes up twice, and the same on the other side, balancing away. So, are we ready? In 3, 2, 1, off we go. A double tap there, and a double tap there. Now again, notice how my body is shifting from side to side. My body weight moves from side to side, and that is essential. That wobble side to side is essential for balance. That's why we call it Wobble Wednesday. I don't know if you noticed that or not. I don't always tell everyone. I keep it secret sometimes. It's one of my little in-joke things. But no, I'll tell you, because it's you and me, because we're friends. Wobble Wednesday is all about wobbling. We need to wobble, and this wobble side to side is vital to keep a balance. If I didn't do that, I would just fall over flat on my, well, side in this case. And that's no fun. I'd be embarrassed, I'd be hurt. So make sure you also shift your weight side to side. Get that knee high, well, as high as you can. That, don't forget, is the easy version. And that, the bigger version, is a bit harder. Anyway, there we go, that's time. Top. Elephant ears again if we're seated. So if we're seated, hands, chest, elbows, repeat. Swaying if we're standing. Get your balance, 20 seconds worth. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Again, a big sway is harder. A big move like that. Wait, there I'm going. Holding myself there though. That's harder. A big move is harder. A smaller move is easier. You do whatever you can do. Challenging, but something you can do. Okay? Okay, time. Okay. The new exercise we're going to be doing all this week. Everybody, grab your elastic band, whether you're seated or whether you are standing. Grab your resistance band. Sit yourself down in a chair. Make yourself nice and comfortable. Everybody down in the chair. Don't forget, we're going to start. If you missed yesterday's session, this is where I went over this exercise. So if you want an in-depth version of this, have a look at yesterday's session. Halfway point there, start at the front of your knees. Loop it round either, easy version, loop it round once and hold it there. Or the harder version, you continue that loop all the way around until it comes back to the front and we hold it there. Feet apart. We're going to stretch the band, pull our knees apart, and then controlled return. 20 of these. I hope you're set up ready. So, in 3, 2, 1, off we go. A good stretch, and that's 1. Controlled return, and that's 2. So, feet apart, knees apart. We're going to stretch the elastic band, controlled return. Stretch the elastic band, controlled return. And we'll do 20 of these, okay? Itchy nose, I'm sorry. That's it. So fingers crossed, you're feeling this in around your bum, your glute muscles. This is what one of the many important things that our bum muscles do for us. They help prevent the knees from buckling in and collapsing in like so. That's not good for any of us. So one of the things our bum do is push our knees out, and we're going to use this elastic band to push against, to stretch the band, use the bum muscles there, in around the bum, the hips, that area, you should hopefully be feeling it. And again, a stretch out and a controlled return. Don't let it just stretch out and then don't just stop and collapse in, that's no good. Stretch and hold and a controlled return. And I think this is number 17, so we're nearly there. It's best counting I can do with my fingers. I can't multitask. I'm not very good, I'm a boy. But we're going to call that one 19, so we'll do one more now. Again, knees out, hold it for a sec, controlled return. And that'll be 20. Well done. Okay, so next one, if you are seated, the pull apart. So if you're seated, still have your resistance band. Palms up, arms up, pull it apart, hold it for a sec, controlled return. If the hands drop down, then this band is going to start dropping down your belly there. We don't want that. It needs to be up around your throat there. Palms up and arms up. Controlled return. If we're standing, swaying. So on your feet, ready now. 20 seconds of swaying. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Again, a big move is harder. A big sway. And wobbling away nicely there. Or a smaller one is easier. Your choice which one you do. But we are balancing on one leg and shifting our body weight around as we do it. And we get practice at controlling it. There we go, that's our time. Squats, okay. So if you are seated, time to stand up. Obviously, Keith, you've been standing up all this whole time. I know this for a fact. But if you've been seated otherwise, feet back, body forwards, push into the ground, stand tall and sit back down and under control, and repeat as often as you can. If you're standing, squats. And again, feet flat, feet apart, knees out, squat down, stand up 20 times in 3, 2, 1, and away we go. We sit back onto that imaginary chair, imaginary bench, sit back and down and up, and then repeat. We get our legs moving, we get our knees moving, we get the blood pumping quite nicely. As always, a big move is a harder move and a smaller one is an easier one. So if you're unsure, start off with sitting on the bar stool like that, a nice high stool, make it a small move. But as you get better, as you get stronger, as you get more confident, make it a lower one. And again, you can go as fast as me, you can go slower than me, I don't mind. You just do whatever you can do in the time it takes me to do 20 of these. We all are unique, we all have our own strengths and weaknesses, we all have our pros and cons, we all work with what we've got. We try and make it better, but we work within our own limitations. And that is number 20, well done. Okay, elephant ears. If you are seated, hands, chest, elbows, relax. And repeat, chest, elbows. If you're standing, wobble time, swaying time, 20 seconds, 3, 2, 1, side to side to side. Again, using this one leg to stabilize. Balancing a big wobble, a big sway is harder. A small one is easier. You do whatever you can, but you just shift your weight side to side, keeping that balance. This one down here is working hard to keep my balance. And that's our time. Tightrope walking and ankle mobility. So if you are seated, ankle movements. So starting off by bending the ankle and then pointing, bending, pointing. So you want the heel to touch the floor, and then the toes, and then the heel and the toes, and the heel and the toes, like so. Don't forget, use both sides. If we're standing, and if your name is Keith, you should be standing anyway. Tightrope walking. Make sure you've got a nice run up in front of you there. Imaginary line, imaginary tightrope painted on the floor. Proper balance now. Feet apart is easier. Feet narrow is harder. With me, off we go. Walking forwards, heel toe, like so. Nice and simple. Again, let your arms help you with your balance. Maybe you try experiment going faster or going slower, find out what works best for you. And going backwards, same again, toes, heels. On that imaginary tightrope, again, see my hips, see my arms, they're moving around, they're swaying, they're wobbling, they're helping me maintain and regain my balance. And going forwards, second time's always better than the first time, we know this for a fact. Forwards again, heel toe. And again, wobbling is good. Let the body move, let the legs and the arms move, let them sway. We've been practicing the swaying all morning now. Let's put it to some good use. And then the last time, going backwards, same thing. Toes, heels. wobbling as much as you want, because the wobbling is how we regain our balance, how we find it again. Losing balance is what everyone does all the time, myself included, all the time. Regaining it is the key. Boom, there we go. So if we're seated, let me get rid of my cable for a sec. If we're seated, the pull apart. So if we're seated, palms up, arms up, pull it apart, and then controlled return. If we're standing, swaying again, you know the drill by now. 3, 2, 1, off we go. One side and then the other. Again, I'm working this foot a lot. I'm working this leg a lot. A big sway is a harder move. A small one is an easier move. You do what you can, but make it difficult, okay? That's our 20-second time. Well done. Okay, fast feet time. Get out of breath nicely. Let's adjust my timer. We're going to do 2 bouts of 10 seconds. So, getting out of breath time. If we're seated, fast feet, running on the spot, okay? The legs are going to go tapping up and down like that. Really, really quick. If we're standing, they're going to run the spot really, really quick. Are you ready for 10 seconds? In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Running on the spot, nice fast feet. Keep them going, keep them going, keep them going. There we go. That's our 10 seconds. The second time is always better, so get ourselves ready. Waggle the legs a little bit. Fast feet again, a little bit faster though. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Nice and fast. Up and down. Whoop, cable's gone again. There we go. And that's our fast feet. So now we've got elephant ears. So if we're seated, hands, chest, elbows. And if we're standing, we're doing the sway. Again, 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Swaying one side and the other. Big moves are good moves. Big moves are difficult moves, but they're good. Side to side to side. Nice big moves. Balancing. Whoa, there we go. That's my wobble there. That's it. The regaining of my balance there. That's the key bit. That's our time. Shadow boxing. If we're seated, fists up, punching away nicely. Shadow boxing, getting you out of breath. That's the whole point of this bit. Get out of breath. 3 rounds of 20 seconds. Are you ready? If you're standing, fancy footwork. For this one, if you're standing, the punching is secondary. The footwork is what I want you to think about. Move your feet forwards, backwards, side to side, okay? 3 rounds. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So, punching away. But if we're standing, concentrate on moving the feet back and forth, side to side, swapping your legs, changing directions. That's the key. The punching for today is secondary to footwork. Time. So that is round 1 done. 1 down, 2 to go. I hope you're ready. So again, fast footwork if you can. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Punching if we're seated. Nice quick hand movements. If we're standing, still punching, but definitely moving our feet if we're standing. Get moving and just throw the odd punch, but move the feet. Get ourselves moving, get the legs going. And time. 1 last round. So last chance to get out of breath. So give it your all now. Final 20 seconds of getting out of breath. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Again, for balance, move your feet forward, move them back, move them to the side. Floating like a butterfly, you've heard the phrase. Stinging like a bee. Getting yourself moving. Get yourself out of breath as well if you can, but the key thing is footwork. Time. So our last one then, final one. So if we're seated, the pull apart. So if we're seated, the very last exercise of the day now, palms up, arms up, and pulling apart, and relax. If we're standing, the last sways, last ones. Final 20 seconds in 3, 2, 1, off we go. So again, if we lose our balance, if we're wobbling away nicely, that regaining the balance is what we're after. And then regaining our balance, wobbling is good. Side to side to side. Big moves are difficult, small moves are easier, but you do whatever you can do. And that is it. That's our time. That's our 20 seconds done there. Well done. That is our Wobble Wednesday done. I've said it before, I'll say it again. When it comes to improving balance, don't think about staying still. It won't work. Balance is not about staying still. Balance is all about moving. It's about wobbling. It's controlled wobbling, yes, but it is about wobbling. When we wobble, our body is moving and fighting to find that centre of gravity again. If we don't move, if we try and stay still, all that's going to happen is like a tree. As soon as it loses balance, it's just going to crash. We want to sway and move, and that's going to help us keep upright. So don't forget, Wobble Wednesday is always good. If you missed out on yesterday's session, that's where I explained in depth about how to set up and do the band around the knees exercise. We're going to be doing that exercise for the next week. So practice it. If you are unsure about it, go have a look at the website, go have a look at the archives. On Technique Tuesday yesterday, I go in depth how to do it. So have a look there for me. Otherwise, tomorrow is Thinking Thursday, where we think about the moves. We don't just go through the motions, we do some deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is what makes us better, and that's what we do on Thinking Thursday. So don't forget, as always, you know what I'm going to say now. There's the link up there to the website, the archives and everything. There's a donate link up there. If you want to chuck me a buck, it'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Seriously, I mean it. It's really, really sweet. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you want to, if you think that I might be able to help you on a one-to-one capacity, send me the link is up there. Let me know. I train people one-to-one. I do it online. I do it on face-to-face. I can help. I am fairly confident I can help most people get better than they think they could be. I'm fairly confident. I'm okay, coach. I'm all right. And as always, down there is the share button. Please share away. The more people that we get wobbling, the better, because the world will be a better place. And I think it needs to be a bit better place at the moment. So share away. Otherwise, thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow with Thinking Thursday. Don't forget, practice with your resistance band. See you then. Thank you very much. Bye bye.